No, it's a big difference.
So yeah.
But you need to try. Look here.
Down at the bottom. Yeah, is that what that is down there? Alright, so today is the 31st of January, the last day of Jan, and if you remember from, I think, some of the previous videos, we mentioned that we are going to attempt to run 100 Ks at the end of Jan, and we have. Well, obviously it was made easier thanks to an app called Strava. We saw a couple of our friends also attempting this challenge and they also completed it, so well done to them. Running 100 kilometers, well, for me, I think it's last year I only did about 85 kilometers in total for the whole year. So doing 100 kilometers by the end of Jan is actually something.
It's quite impressive for us.
Quite impressive for us, but I know for some people that's nothing. I think in terms of the challenge, we saw some people which did like 1,400.
What?
No, I saw people which did 1,400 already
in 1
Jan.
month?
Yes, easily. Ultra runners, and obviously they're professional runners, but they had done about 1,200, 1,300, 1,400 in 1 month in Jan. So that's what I'm trying to do for the whole year. But yeah, these guys are on it. So I guess there were a couple of things that we learned. What did you learn?
So to have better warm-ups, have better cooling downs, especially we've been doing with the bands, but not particularly for my calves, and my calves seem to be, I don't know, tight or sore after runs. So I've been doing some research upon it, and they're saying you need to do better warm-ups and better cool downs, more stretches. Nana's been massaging my calves a couple of times. That really helped, but it was quite painful, but for you, fun.
Quite fun.
I don't think I've ever run 100K just in total my whole life. I don't know.
In 1 month, in total?
Well, probably in total,
Yeah.
but it's never in such a short period of time.
Yeah. But yeah, so the way we did it was, the approach was to do about 25 kilometers each week. Sometimes it was more, sometimes it was less, but that was the average that we aimed for. That's what we obviously going to keep on doing. I guess we're going to attempt to do that, I guess, in Feb. For me, in terms of learning, one thing I realized was that, well, I think you only get better at running the more you do it. You can't theorize it. You can't really do anything except for run, and then the rest will come through. The rest will come with it. In terms of the journey as well, I think one of the other important aspects I realize is that you can't out train a bad diet. And it's not to say we've got bad diets, but yes, we indulge ourselves with a lot of snacks, especially for me when I'm working from home, sitting behind a computer the whole day. I tend to, in my breaks, obviously grab a few more snacks. So I guess the running has helped me maintain my weight, but doing 100 kilometers, obviously that's a lot of calories you've burned. You'd expect to actually drop in weight. But with that said, obviously I have stayed at 89 kgs for this whole Jan. I think I dropped a bit for maybe a week and went back up again, obviously eating more snacks again. But in terms of the weight gain, or not weight gain, or keeping the weight, I think the month of Feb for me will be more about optimizing my weight in order to run better. So our times have improved from the beginning of Jan. If you look at our average pace, obviously from then when we first started, even just how we felt going into run, the psychological barrier of trying to, that hurdle that you have to jump to say, well, you know what, I'm going for a run now. It was quite difficult in the beginning, but now it's actually quite easy. To go for runs, not too much of an issue. In fact, even our base run will be 5Ks now. For me, the goal was just to at least do 5K kilometer runs, maybe a 10K, but a 5 kilometer run is easy. They are set to certain days when my nutrition has been on point, where I can push to try and do my personal best, which is still just above 30 minutes, and I think that's still one goal by the end of this year, to get it under 30. I'm not too far from that, but I think one thing that will help in reaching that, as well as obviously pushing that personal best, will be a weight drop. So running at 89 kilometers, 89 kgs in weight, obviously people can do it. It's not that it's advised that you should not do it, but I guess if you want to run better times, I guess weight is another important aspect to consider. So yeah.
But it's also, I feel it's a lot more easy to run when you're together. So even yesterday when you went back to the house because you had pain in your calves, right? The last lap I did was another 3K, and that is just so much more tough when you have to do it alone. I really feel that there's a difference in running alone or
but
running
you smashed
with
it. Those were your
someone.
fastest times when you were running alone.
I know, but I don't enjoy it as much, and it's just easier to, because you usually set the pace, so I just walk with you, and then I still, if I have something or I see something, I'm just like, oh, look at this or whatever. Like, so it's different.
Yeah. Another thing I've learned is like she likes to talk during runs. And for me, I'm focused on a lot of things like, okay, keep your breath. Like, how's your pace? Do you have energy to continue this
The
next
breathing,
kilometer? My
yes.
breathing, maybe not my
How
breathing.
do you do your legs? How you lift
Yeah,
your
so I'm
legs?
looking at a lot of things, and then she'll want to have not a conversation, but she wants to say something. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, I have to break that concentration, take off my headphones, and it's really cold as well. So I
Yeah,
want
but
this thing to come.
you have, I think you have your music so loud that sometimes you don't even hear a car coming. So sometimes when we walk, because we literally run next to each other on the road, but then sometimes there's a car, so I have to like touch him to say like, hey, there's a car coming, and then only then he notices. Or when there's a bike coming past quite hard, and he's like, oh, there's a bike.
Yes.
I can hear it, you know.
So but that's the thing. I really try to focus on the run. That's the only way I can. I'm not doing calculations or analysis, but I'm thinking of a lot of things. Like, okay, fine. How are my feet moving? Am I landing on my toes, making sure my heels aren't going into the ground because it's going to hurt my knees? Do I have energy? And then obviously with Strava you can have that it tells you every kilometer, or you can have it every 500 meters, how far you are, the time that has elapsed, and what your previous kilometer was like. So I always listen for those type of things, and sometimes that's when she wants to talk to me, and I'm just like, wait, I want to find out if we ran it, under 7, because if that's the case, then I must know, okay, fine, if we ran under 7, but there's 1 kilometer to go, okay, we're good, or if it's too fast in the beginning, So there are a lot of things that are going on in my mind, and sometimes I'm not in the conversation, I'm not in the mood to have a conversation, but not that I tell her to shut up or anything like that, but
No,
it's
he's just like puts his thing up like, back on.
yeah, so I think running can also be a personal process. For me, I also figured out that the higher the tempo of the music that I'm playing, so a lot more hard style, EDM, rave, or even fast rap or something like that, the harder or faster that beat goes, the better, not my better, the better the run, but the faster I will move. I feel more motivated to push. Whereas I don't know what you listen to actually during runs.
So it depends. I usually have our running playlist on,
Okay.
which is like a lot of upbeat. But I think yesterday I was like, I'm just not tired, but like the same music all over again. I just listened to the playlist you made for Imola. Like, this is more calm, but I was just singing basically with the lyrics sometimes.
So you see you focusing on everything else but the run.
No, I do focus
I know,
on
I'm
my
joking.
breathing, but the same thing if we run slowly, my breathing is easy. It just feels easy. I want to challenge myself, and then if I have nice music on, I'm just singing along with it, and then I don't know, it just also makes the time go faster, and especially because yesterday we did a very long run, so I was just listening to some of Ed Sheeran or whatever, just singing to it.
I tried listening to a podcast once with the run, but I think
It doesn't motivate, does
no,
it?
I think I got 10 minutes into it and I was like, no, this is not for me. But yeah, so a lot of things that we have learned, I think a lot more that we will learn as we carry on with this journey. So the month of Feb is about optimizing, I guess, my weight in order to run better. So obviously give you feedback, one, if there's any weight that is being lost, and two, if it is being lost, how it affects the run. Yeah, I think dropping in weight, and it's not like becoming skinny or anything, but just dropping from 89 kgs to something a bit lighter will definitely help. I think we tried, obviously, I think the first time we separated was a vegetarian challenge, and I dropped down from around about 87.
We both lost like a lot of weight.
Yeah,
I think
but we
also
gained a
lost
lot of
5.
weight though when we were together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now I feel like it's more stable. Like, it's not that we gained weight now.
You'll speak for yourself. I did. But yeah, even that time went from about 87, 88 to around 78 kgs, but obviously that was not the best thing. Like, it was just in 60 days, which was achievable, but the thing is, the way we did it, there were some things that we said, well, we should probably research that and probably make sure we get enough nutrients and stuff like that, because we went vegetarian.
But also the gyms were open.
Yeah, the gyms were open at that time.
I work in a gym, so sometimes weekend gym. But now it's not like you can just go whenever you want to go, and then back then you went gym sometimes even twice a day. So it is a difference in, I mean, we can still do home workouts and everything, but still if you hit high or heavy weights, you burn more calories.
So what I was saying is, at that time when I dropped the weight, even when I was playing squash and stuff, I did feel a lot more of endurance bursts during the games. It was easy for me to get a 5-setter, whereas when I was a bit heavier, the goal was actually to try to smash the opponent in 3 games, maybe 4, and if we get to a 5th one, it's tooth and nail. But I played obviously better opponents, and I didn't mind if it went to a 5th game, because I knew that I had the endurance, I had not the energy specifically, I don't know what it is about at that weight. I just felt like
very quick.
I think maybe that's about it as well. So with the weight drop, if it can happen in the month of Feb, if it can happen, as I say, and we'll see if that obviously improves the running times, and we'll probably give you feedback at the end of Feb. But yeah, we'll obviously still keep you in the loop during the month of Feb with the runs that we do. We'll take a few videos, a few discussions, a few things that we've learned as they come, and then we'll do a recap at the end of the month. Anything else?
That's it.
Oh.